Hi and welcome to this video. So you want to learn Node.js or get better at it? You've come to the right place. My name is Jana and I'm a long-time full-stack developer and I also teach on Udemy. I teach about chatbots and smart assistants, and in this video I'm going to help you get the best course to learn Node.js or get better at it. First of all, I would invite you to take a look at the video I made about when is Node.js the language to use. Node.js is not always the way to go. It has its advantages and disadvantages. If you have not checked it yet, I will attach a link to that video now. The smart developer takes the tool that does the best job at solving a problem. In this video, I'm going to give you a review of popular courses on Node.js on Udemy. Have you seen how many courses have Node.js listed as the primary topic? No? Well, 152. Udemy search will propose even more. Yes, all of them say they are the best. Since I am a developer and an instructor, I'm super curious which one is the best. I like to learn from other instructors. So what I did was I selected the top 5, bought them and went through them. And now I will give you my observations. Yes, of course, these are my observations. Like for example, I like how Steven Grinder makes a lot of diagrams and introduces steps for every task in the course. I like that a lot. I think it makes it clear and structured. Some of you might like to go straight to the point. So this video is about my personal opinion. But I hope I will still help you to decide which one is the best for you. What was I looking at when checking out courses? What is crucial for me is this. I check the content of the course, the teaching style and the expertise of the instructor, support provided by the instructor, reviews of the course, and shared resources and takeaways. Yes, the most crucial factor is the content of the course. Is the course up to date? What range of knowledge will I get? So, what would I expect from a Node.js course? Well, it depends on the experience of the developer. I'm assuming you are a beginner or that you have a little experience with Node, but have not been developing much with it. So, what I would want from the course first is the basics. Why Node.js? How module system works, the NPM. I would appreciate some ES6 and ES7 techniques just as optional content, since Node.js is a server-side JavaScript. Then I would love to build real-world apps. Learning Express module is a must for making Node.js apps. Then developing RESTful APIs is a must in a developer world. Here an introduction to databases and connecting with them would be good. MongoDB is the first logical choice when creating an API, since it uses the JSON structure and it's so smooth to expose data in the API after reading it from a Mongo database. And since we are creating applications, an excellent instructor would also show me how to debug code and how to handle errors. Then unit and integration testing would be a great benefit if covered in the course. The whole test-driven development process explanation would be great for each developer to know. We are not just learning a programming language, we also must learn good development practices. An excellent instructor would give us tips and tricks along the way. After we have a sample app or two developed, it would be great if the instructor would show us how to deploy it, best to some well-known cloud provider. And since we are doing cool apps, real-time is the way to go now. And Node.js shines at real-time apps, so introducing WebSockets in the course would be quite necessary. A beautiful chat app or an online game would be cool to build in a course. Do you agree? Also, learning how to authenticate using OAuth protocol would be quite useful to know. And optionally, it would be interesting to show me some related technologies. I have already mentioned MongoDB. Maybe an introduction to MinStack would be nice. Although I'm more a React fan. Again, it depends on the job needed to be done. What else? Well, some instructors also show GraphQL, which is a great tool to build API solutions. Also, managing online payment is something you will sooner or later need to implement in one of your apps. So implementing payments with a platform like Stripe would be cool to know. Yes, quite a lot of content I want. I know, but well, why not? It's a lot to learn, but sooner or later you will need to know all this. So what could be better than a course that is up to date and covers all this? Let's check what we got. The first one I have for you is a course from Mead and Percival. I would recommend this to anyone who is looking to get started in the backend development and gain a high intermediate knowledge about Node. The course is beginner friendly, and all who are new to backend development will appreciate the slow introduction and explanation of concepts. As you can see, you'll first install Node, get to know the package management, learn how to run Node from command line and pass in the arguments. Then you'll be debugging the code and learn what asynchronous means. Maybe these videos may be too basic if you have some experience with JavaScript, but if you are starting in the backend world, this is a great tutorial. But then you'll be delighted when you'll be creating an API, secure it with authentication, and learn how to build tests. And finally, as a cherry on top, do a real-time chat app. Andrew does a fantastic job of explaining concepts clearly and moves at a pace that is fast enough to maintain engagement, yet slow enough for the students to keep up. If you like learning by doing projects, this is a course for you. You will develop full projects and not go through the various features of Node.js. The course is a great starting point for developers, but the experienced might want to skip some long explanations. The challenges are too easy, but good to test knowledge learned. Andrew has a way of talking that you might like, or it might be a little too much for you. It depends on what culture you live in. He's high in energy, excited. Well, the American way of talking. I don't mind it, but for some it might be too much.
Welcome to section 17 on real-time applications with Node.js. In this section, you're going to build the fourth and final app for the class.
What I like is that the course is updated regularly, and it has a high rating, 4.7 from almost 40,000 students, which is a lot. The instructor has a decade of experience in programming and is one of the top instructors on Udemy. So how would I rate this course? Let's go point by point. For the content of the course, I would give 5 out of 5. Well, it has all it needs. Some parts might need to go faster, but on the other hand, if you are a beginner, learning the basics is super important, and this course is for all. So the next one, teaching style and expertise of the instructor. I would give 5 stars again. He speaks clearly and explains in depth. The support provided by the instructor. I would give 5. He has hired a teaching assistant to provide answers. Adam is responding promptly, almost always on the same day. Great. The next criteria are the reviews of the course. It is 4.7 from 40k students, which is almost unbeatable. There are not much of shared resources and takeaways. You have a few demo apps and the necessary knowledge, so you can with confidence go to work for any project. Yes, this course gets a big 5-star rating. One con I could find is that if you are not a beginner, then the first few sections might be too slow and too long for you. And maybe the code could be optimized, refactored at some places. But without a doubt, this is a great course for beginners. And the second part, also for developers with JavaScript experience. So what's next? The next one has a German accent. Nevertheless, he's an excellent instructor. He also has a ton of resources available free on his YouTube channel. I like taking his courses, because he is in front of the camera all the time. And he makes me feel like he talks to me as a friend. What I don't like is that he makes so much emphasis on the not so good practices. Well, that is good to know. It's good to know what does not work. But the way he presents it is not so good. First he shows all the wrong way, and then at the end he shows the right way. But you never know if he's showing the right way or the wrong way. That's a little annoying. But the support is excellent. He has a community on Concord where you can interact and get answers. So he starts with some optional JavaScript tutorial videos where he talks about basic syntax and ES6 and ES7 features. Too bad he does not use async away throughout the course, even though he introduces it there. I guess he updated the course later. Then he continues with the Node.js basics and goes into creating an MVC application. MVC means Model View Controller. The model represents the data of an app, the database. The view is the design of the app. Therefore, he also shows the templating engines for rendering HTML and CSS. And the controller is the logic of the app. This is the way most classic apps are built. What I find confusing is the database part. First he talks about the SQL databases and then he switches to NoSQL, to MongoDB. But he shows examples on the same code. He deletes the old code. Well, I guess he did not think of creating another branch for showing different versions. So this part is annoying because you delete the code you were building in the previous section. Why not have both versions in Git? And what I like about this course is that it actually has all the content I want and need in a course. Most of the fundamental concepts are covered and are thorough. You will learn advanced topics like making REST APIs and securing them. And then you will also learn how to use GraphQL as an API provider. You will learn how to deploy and use WebSockets. All these are advanced topics that will satisfy the most demanding among you. The course has a step-by-step pace and fills you in with a lot of detail to make you fully aware of the development you will be dealing with. What I especially like about this course is how it explains not just what to do, but why. That is one of the things that make an instructor good, in my opinion. One con might be his German accent. Well, I don't mind. I'm not a native English speaker and I do understand him. Maybe for you his English is even better than mine. Oh, I wish I could move to California for 1 year to practice English. The rating of the course is 4.7 from 11k students, which is again great. So how would I rate this course? Again, let's go through each point. Content of the course. This gets a straight 5 out of 5. Everything is here. All the basic and advanced topics we were looking for. Then the teaching style and expertise of the instructor. Maximilian has a personal touch I like, therefore another 5 stars. Support provided by the instructor. Maximilian also has the same teaching assistant as Andrew, and Adam answers questions real fast. Also the community on Concord is super helpful. Reviews of the course are also great. 4.7 from 11,000 students is amazing. Well, there are no shared resources like cheat sheets, but still, I would also rate this course a straight 5-star course. If I had to choose between Andrew and Maximilian, it would be hard. If I was more a beginner, I would take Andrew's class. And if I had some previous knowledge, I would take Maximilian's class. Although if I were lucky enough to get a sale on Udemy, I would probably take both courses. Since they are so cheap, it feels like I'm getting a fortune for nothing. And the knowledge you would gain from these 2 courses is going to be essential if you are serious about being a Node developer. There is another course that can be matched against these 2. I cannot go without mentioning the course from Mosh Hamedani. He is a great instructor, and his teaching style is fun and easy to follow. You can check out his YouTube channel. He has 785,000 subscribers at this time. Amazing! The course I'm talking about is called A Complete Guide to Build RESTful APIs. As the title suggests, it focuses more on the RESTful API. So no sockets, no GraphQL. But he will also teach you a few ES6 and ES7 tips and tricks. He will teach you how to handle errors, write unit and integration tests, and practice test-driven development. You will learn all about RESTful APIs here, and you will connect to MongoDB. Learn the basics of it. What I like about the course is that it has a good structure. It's easy to follow and covers all of the ground about creating RESTful APIs with Node and Express. Some parts use outdated versions of external modules and need some looking up. It's also good for students who are new to Node and JavaScript since it also covers the basics of ES6 and ES7 and has explanations about asynchronous code. It gives you the opportunity to practice in the exercises. What I also like is that the lectures are short with straight and forward explanations, not much wasting time in extra explaining than required. And he uses good infographics to illustrate the concepts. Unit testing, test integration, and API testing with Postman is an excellent addition to the course. Cons of this course, for the ones who are trying to learn Node.js beyond RESTful APIs, is that topics like sockets and OAuth are not covered. And Node shines at real-time apps best. I have recorded a video talking about when and why using Node.js. Node is not always the best option. I will attach a link to the video where I talk about the pros and cons of using Node.js. The smart developer knows which tool is best to get the job done most efficiently. Okay, back to Mosh. Let's review each point. Content of the course. Well, I'm not sure what to give here. The course is about RESTful APIs, so it delivers what it promises. But if I were to learn Node.js, I would want to know more than just RESTful APIs. So if we were looking for the best Node.js RESTful API course, this would get a 5-star. But since we want the whole picture, I am giving it a 4-star rating. One drawback is also that the last update was in 2018, which is quite a long time ago. For the teaching style and expertise of the instructor, I would give a straight 5. I love listening to Mosh. He makes it feel easy and manageable. And he even makes it fun. I love that. Support provided by the instructor. As all busy instructor, also Mosh found an assistant to help him answer the question. So the support is provided, even if not by the instructor himself. And the course has a rating of 4.6 from almost 7,000 students, which is still very good. All this make him a very good course. I would recommend it if you want to learn REST APIs in depth. So my first choice would be Andrew and Maximilian. Nevertheless, Mosh's courses are excellent. So some of you might prefer to take Mosh's course and learn about sockets and other uses of Node.js elsewhere. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you decide on which course to take. My choice is like this. The first choice would be, especially if you are new to Node.js programming, Andrew Mead, the complete Node.js developer course. The second, or maybe let's even say shared first place, would be Maximilian Schwarzmuller with the Node.js the complete guide. And then for those of you who want to focus on RESTful APIs, I recommend Mosh Hamedani's course, Node.js the complete guide to building RESTful APIs. Before I go, I want to mention another course, a course from Steven Grinder. This course is not focused on Node.js only, it's more a full-stack development course, also covering React. If you are my student, then you are using React in one of my courses. I've made a video recommending the best React course on Udemy. It's here on the YouTube as well. I have recommended a course from Steven in there. Well, the course I am mentioning here, a course with a title Node with React Full-Stack Web Development, would be a step further. First you learn the basics of React, then you move to the backend, and you also dive into Redux. What I like about Steven's courses are the diagrams. He makes a diagram for everything we do, every concept, and he explains it all into detail, so you know what is following. Some of you might not like that, but I do. Detailed explanation with diagrams sets the expectation for coding, and he refers back to the diagram, which makes it understandable. The course also covers Stripe credit card processing, Google login, sending emails, and you will build a full web application. Plus, you learn how to store resources on GitHub and deploy it on the cloud server to simulate a production environment. He will explain how to deal with the differences between a development and a production environment. Steven explains all the facts about full-stack development using Node with React clearly and understandably. His videos are engaging and he sounds enthusiastic, so you're always looking forward for the next lecture. Even if this is not a Node.js only course, I would still recommend it. One con would be that he does not show hooks of the React in the course. Hooks are the future of React and should be at least shown if not used. If you are interested in learning React for the front end, I invite you to check out my video with a review of the React courses on Udemy. I hope this video helped you with your decision. One thing, this is my very opinionated decision. You might not agree with me. And yes, I'd love to hear your opinion. I'm trying to build a list of best courses, so I'm doing courses, making reviews. And I love doing this. It helps me to learn how to be a better instructor too. I love it. If you want me to do a review for you, let me know. I'd love to hear which one you took and why you like them or dislike them. Anyways, I get a super small fee if you buy from these links below. Thank you for supporting me. And if you want to learn about chatbots or smart assistants, take a look at my courses. Enjoy the day, bye bye!